Hey everyone, welcome back to Shitcoin Daily. Today we're going to be talking about how a Bitcoin miner is putting forth a lot of money to increase their operations, a quite sizable amount. We're also going to talk about a Twitter user who, in my opinion, is doing like a little repeat of Squid Games, but they're trying to use the Blockbuster name to fund a project that they're trying to do. And then there's our shitcoin for the day, which is not really a shitcoin, but I think it's a great investment, and I think it's definitely something that might do really good, and it's EnjinStarter. So we're gonna get started with that, but we're gonna go in the news like always. Abe.
Okay, so the first major news is Marathon Digital, which is traded on the U.S. stock market, is going to go ahead and spend almost $900 million and buying the Ant miner of Bitcoin, and they're going to buy it off of a giant mining company in China. So when we mentioned earlier in the year, and we speculated that since the Chinese crackdown, a lot of Chinese miners are not going to need these devices. So we expected to see a higher increase of outsourcing or mining outside of China. So this is going to be a prime example. So it's going to start of next summer, and they're going to be receiving 13,000 miners every month until the end of or the beginning of 2023, and by then they're going to double their mining production as of right now. I think they only have 103,000 more or less, and then they're going to acquire 190, almost doubling their capacity. But yeah, we're about to see some big moves.
So with this, they're buying it from them. They're not like being like they're not doing a merger. They're just like the big or the Chinese miners are out of the game.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Akira, you have almost 200,000 miners, but the government's like, hey, look, you can't do no more crypto. So instead of you just taking the loss, you're like, okay, let me just sell whatever I can with these miners, and then either use that money to retire or use that money to do something else. So I don't know what the company did beforehand. I don't know what the company's gonna do afterwards, but that's none of my concern, especially in China, where again they're cracking down on cryptocurrency or already have. Now, NFT would be the next question for the Chinese government. We'll see what they do with NFT.
I'm curious if because I know the U.S. is very quickly becoming the biggest country with mining. I wonder if all of the mining of that's going on in China is going to come to the US. I think that's going to be interesting to see.
I don't think so in the sense of we already have energy crunch. Um, I think that the people who are fighting for green energy is going to use that as Bitcoin takes up a lot of energy. On top of that regulation, I probably see some here, but I think most of the things are gonna go to other places in the world where it's cheaper, electricity wise, to run things. Like again, we saw that Kazakhstan, the number two miner in the world, it's fairly cheap for them to operate there, I'm assuming. So I don't know. We'll see.
I think in the
All right.
coming, weeks and months, we'll probably see a lot more bunching up in Asian countries that have a lot of like hydroelectric dams because everybody knows China's been building a bunch of dams, not in their own countries where their bans won't apply, but in other countries that they own the dam, they lease it out, yada yada yada. I think the more dams you see, the more you'll see kind of clusters of miners pop up in those areas.
Yep. All right. So let's go on to the next article, and this one's a fun one.
So pretty much DAO, there's a guy on Twitter called Blockbuster DAO. In other words, it's just a Twitter user. He created it and he's trying to get hype. In other words, he doesn't have a coin out yet or anything out, but he's trying to get a following. All he has right now is a Discord, and he wants to raise $50 million more or less to go and offer Dish, the network company. Hey Dish, let me buy the Blockbuster brand and the name for it. All right. Honestly, it's not partnered with Blockbuster, so it's more of a guy. I'm gonna take the name Blockbuster, try getting hype with it, try getting a goal of buying Blockbuster. And what would you think if someone's trying to buy Blockbuster? Oh, revive it and redo the physical store? Nope. They want to make a DeFi NFT crypto filming and streaming. So in reality, it's not gonna create the same old Blockbuster we grew up with, which is fine because obviously it was obsolete. That's why it ran out of business. It's just how capitalism works. That's just how business work. and they're just gonna have the name Blockbuster.com, and then have like a studio to make crypto related films or DeFi films, what they say, or and then make a streaming platform. Which I don't see anything worthwhile in this. I wouldn't waste $1.
Wait. So at first it seems like a crap idea, but hold on, hear me out. If they okay, crypto related films, who cares? But if they had a streaming platform where you had like other like movies and stuff like that, but they exclusively partnered with this platform to make NFTs for each of those movies that people can get like on the platform, I think that would be freaking awesome.
No,
I think that would be cool.
I
I,
mean, we're
I, I
moving to digital merchandise anyways, so you get like your T-shirt, like like some Jurassic Park. You know how those T-shirts go for like $1,000 now, the really OG ones. You could have NFT ones.
Yeah, okay, if that's what they will do, I think that would be stupid successful. But it doesn't seem that that's what they're gonna do. Maybe we
no.
should take this idea.
So pretty much again, what they're doing for the most part is taking the name Blockbuster and the brand, and then they're gonna make their own streaming platform, and then they're gonna, just another film studio, another Netflix, but I guess you pay in crypto instead of just regular fiat money. But that's it. Again, I don't see it. I think this is gonna be another Squid Game, whatever they come up with, fundraiser wise. Again, I just don't trust it, regardless of whether it's just donation with dollars or buying their cryptocurrency. I wouldn't touch it. Uh, it just I don't have any confidence in this, especially when it's not officially partnered. And Dish Network could be like, "Well, we're not gonna do this for $50 million." No,
I think it
Well,
depends on the social media tracking they're gonna get, because I mean, if they get a huge following, Dish isn't really gonna have a choice.
no, yes. What do you mean? They have the ball in their court. If I'm Dish and
yeah,
I just see
but
one
Yep.
billion,
But if you
Blockbuster, if
have
someone's gonna offer you multi-millions for a dead name,
50 million, no. You guys are getting it wrong. I have the legal title. I saw the whole world rally against Blockbuster and they want to bring it back alive. Guess what? I own it. What's stopping me from doing what they were gonna planning to do when
the
with
whole yeah,
when
but the
I
whole
own it?
community will then see you and be like, "Pff, they stole the idea from this guy." Unless they hire this guy to run it, no one, then everyone's gonna be like, I don't want to associate with that.
yeah, because then they could just, I guess, create a new name. I think he's just using that as like a way to like get some hype because it's like, oh, like
Yes,
Blockbuster. So like if he chose a different name, no one would care. But it's like, oh, this person's trying to buy out the Blockbuster name.
but
So
since yeah,
I honestly, I think this is something we should do. I create NFTs for different shows, and if you get NFTs for like how soon you watch it, and it's like random, bro, like to get people on watching it, that would be crazy.
okay. Well, easier said than done. There's gonna be a lot of hurdles that we won't get into in this video, but it could be a possibility.
Yeah, we went on a tangent. Either way, on to the shit coin. That's not really a shit coin, but um, Ninja's gonna go over it. It's EnjinStarter.
Yeah, so we're gonna be looking at EnjinStarter today, guys, which is actually a blockchain game developer, and of course the metaverse that we all know and love. But the interesting part about this group is that they have already completed either their fundraising efforts or they've published games already. They have 3 upcoming, and you can see them here in the Doge Eon, the Hydroverse, and EX Sports, which I think esports is gonna come into the metaverse realm or the virtual realm of crypto and become really prevalent. So I think that EX Sports one's gonna take off like no other. But if we go under that, we can see quite a few, completed projects that they have already done. There's 3 here featured, but you can go and see them all. They they have quite a few that you can recognize. One looks like Monopoly already. They have Billionaire Plus. Another one looks like Don't Starve Together, a Steam related game. They have quite a few games out there that they may have piggybacked off of existing games. Um, Plenty here to choose from. Look,
Oh, Bit Hotel. We were
yeah,
just looking at Bit Hotel,
yeah, we were
and
just looking at it.
so what it seems is pretty much a launch pad, but it's exclusively for metaverse and NFT gaming. And I think their market cap says a lot about their success because it's a 2 billion. And I was gonna say it there. but it's a 2 billion market cap coin. So they've done pretty good. I mean, even at the current price, if from their all-time high, it's a double from here. So they were 4 billion market cap coin. If they could, okay, if this whole metaverse and NFT gaming thing continues to go, like I think this could easily blow like past all-time high if Bitcoin decides to retrace back to new all-time highs as well. I could see this blowing up.
Oh yeah.
The issue is that I personally see with this. This isn't more about bringing new technology. They're just a platform. In other words, a studio creating games, but they just focus on the crypto side. I think they will be in trouble when they see, better implementation. Let's say gaming studios. Just I think it's easier for a good gaming studio to switch over to crypto than a crypto studio trying to switch over to gaming. Because if a game is good, you just implement a blockchain technology inside of it or NFT, and boom, people rather play your game versus a shittier game that has you feel me? Like I think if the bigger
Well, this
studios
is
Okay, hold on,
the
hold on, hold on.
the games are launching off of them. They're not
Right.
the
So
creators
yeah,
of the
so
game.
think of this as a Steam. You know,
no,
it's
I
not
understand.
right, but indie games need somewhere to launch their games from. And indie
I
games can eventually be incorporated by AAA games. AAA games also publish off of game platforms like Steam, like we saw with Steam.
I understand. So, but again, as of right now, the stigma of NFT and crypto, gamers and game developer who people are passionate about games for the most part are just gonna go through the traditional means of Steam, Kickstarter. It's that we just gotta see them, not get too scared of NFTs and crypto. As of right now, the NFT and crypto has a stigma with gamers, and I think it'll be a little bit before we see like passionate game developers go into crypto first than the traditional route of Kickstarter. That's just my
For,
personal opinion.
for those of you who into VR, this is kind of like the whole VR dilemma, how VR started, and you know, it's like, oh yeah, like, what comes first, good games or the audience? Like the people who want good games or games that come first, because people are like, developers are not going to want to pour money onto a platform that they're not going to be able to make as much money as they would on a console. So on a PlayStation versus Xbox. So this is kind of that same thing. It's like, okay, yeah, there's a launch platform for these NFT crypto games, but no real AAA company is going to want to put the effort into something that they're not going to make as big as a return if they were to launch it off of Steam or any console. So that's what Abe's argument is, and well, that's really true, because any AAA company hasn't done it. What was it? There was the one that we spoke about that they're going to
Ubisoft
implement
did
it. Yeah,
develop their Quartz platform, which
but they
doesn't
did it on their own in
it
their own platform.
yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like again, hopefully Engine gets a game developer to create a really good game on their platform. But it's just right now we're in the wild wild west. We have to see all these different platforms. You see a lot of coins trying to be a platform that other games or other things will build off of. Right now we're in the early stages. It's little fish, eating the big fish, and maybe a couple of years from now we're gonna see which one actually is the winner of these. But Engine might have a good start because they already have multiple games out. Obviously, they're not like AAA style, but at least it's still a game out there fully functioning. So maybe they have a better head start than other ones. But
I've
we'll
Yeah, and
actually I've actually like seen a couple of these games, and I mean, they're I think they're like C mobile games at best. That's what they're. They're like mobile style games, and they're like,
yeah,
yeah,
so
that's what they are.
in the gaming industry, we call those indie games. You can go on Steam and look up indie games. They have their entire own category, and you can see just about every one of these games. You'll probably find another version of it in the indie category somewhere.
yeah.
So
Yeah. So what were we gonna say, Ninja?
I was gonna say, go ahead and finish yours because I'm gonna move on from this topic and we're gonna go into like the social media aspect and then the technical
Yes.
stuff.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much it. That's it. They're mobile games. People just trying to get off of other success, like similar style success. That's pretty much it.
So if we look at their following, they've got 96,000 followers on Twitter. They've got just about, and this is an Ethereum coin currently. They've got 7,000 holders. Um,
They got 7,000 holders with a $2 billion market cap.
70, almost 8,000, but
Damn.
That's not the point. The the issue that I have is the one user that is not related to a contract address has 9% of the circulating supply. That's $34 million, and you can see it here, $34 million in this coin. That might not be how much they put in, but that's how much their current portfolio in this coin is worth. So I
And we
mean,
don't know if they invested more.
yeah,
Maybe they invested at the all-time high, whatever may case may be. But
my guess is they're probably an early supporter.
That's a lot of supply to have. I mean, it's there's other coins that have major issues with that, like Shiba Inu. You know, they have like someone has like 20% of the supply or something like that. So it's typical, but normally people don't like to see that, and
Yeah,
I don't like to see it either.
I agree. Their Telegram has a lot of users in it. Almost 13,000. But we're gonna close this one up with a token sniffer. No tax. I love it. I
Yeah.
love to see that.
Or you're gonna be taxed by the Ethereum gas fees.
Yeah, exactly. There's a reason there's no tax here. They're taking it out on your gas. But regardless, we're not seeing a tax fee. Um, a lot of good checks. It's a verified source. It's not a copied contract, which we have seen again and again on everything. So the fact that it's not a copied contract, you already know it's legit. It's somebody put their time and effort into making this contract. Um, like we just mentioned, one wallet does have more than 5% of the token supply. And then this token doesn't have any locked liquidity. I'm sure it's for a good reason because they're putting or like making agreements with other games to list them on the platform. Like we saw with Bit Hotel, we know that's not their own published game, but we have seen that around. So
I believe that that amount is for is so they could add. They're like NFTs to be found, like
yeah,
earned. So like it's like that money or those tokens are put into those places to like fund those NFTs. That's what it is.
yeah, and I mean they have a good amount of liquidity. I mean 76 Ethereum. The only downside is it's not locked, which I'm okay with in this scenario. They have quite a big backing. They are pretty big. They have got published games. They're not going anywhere.
Backed by crypto.com, by the way, as
Yeah,
well. So
which we have done a video before. You guys can go view it later on if you want. Crypto.com is becoming pretty big, so being
yeah,
backed by them means a lot.
so again, I don't believe this is gonna be a rug pull. It's not. It's just a basic of how big can this company get, how big
yeah.
this coin could get. It has nothing to do with rug pull. It's just all business related, and just that. Just typical. Would you invest in a Wendy's or McDonald's? Who would be better? It's just simple as that.
I think something like this on the next bull run could possibly hit 10 to 15 billion if the trend continues on the NFT metaverse hype gaming.
So on the graph, it showed that it's pretty much initial price offering, right? ICO. Uh, when it first came out, it started off at what?
If you go
Started off
down,
at 71 cents.
71 cents, and what's it out
Well,
now?
no,
go
it's
down,
7 cents. My bad.
go
7
down.
cents. Okay.
It should say it. No, it's 826% return since launch.
Okay. Never.
So it was way lower than that. It was less than
Yeah.
a penny.
But either way, like you don't need it to go to all-time high to make a profit. This is, almost based on the graph, bottom of the barrel. So for the most part, I see it, throw it in now and then wait for a year later, or a couple years later.
Yeah,
But I don't see it disappearing.
definitely
Same.
not.
I like this project.
Yeah, I would
Uh,
invest in it.
yeah, this is not a quick cash grab. It'll be something that you throw it in and come back at it whenever you know, like a year from now.
Whenever you get a notification that Bitcoin hit 100K, then you go
Yeah,
check your
something like
wallet.
that. Or
Yeah.
not even, probably 70K.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. We went on long enough. If this is your first time here, please do us a huge favor. Subscribe button, notification bell, leave a comment down below if you want us to review any shit coin that you think you like. And that's about it. Yeah, we'll see everyone tomorrow.
All right, guys.